Woo!
Morning, Karen.
Good morning, Sandy. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How is the weather where you are?
Windy, dry, but very windy.
Yes, and it feels like fall. Touch of
Yeah,
leaves blowing around. Very cool, very exciting.
yeah.
Well, I am so excited to talk today about stress. And what a scary thought.
Yes,
But what can we do about it? We're both educators. So, how do we handle stress? And I thought, and we had discussed already, we discuss all the time how to deal with the stress that we face every day. So, I think this is going to be a very helpful podcast.
I know. Sometimes teachers don't realize or educators don't realize the stress they're going through, just feel overwhelmed,
Right.
and everything piles up. Um, I think it's a good topic, and it's one of those times where they have to do self care and not rely on. I mean, they have to rely on their team and the leaders and everything, but they have to really, I don't know, think about themselves and think, okay, what can I do?
Right. Exactly. I agree. And because your team, like you said, is there up to a certain point, but as far as caring for yourself, you know what you need, and so you have to kind of look for ways to de-stress and build yourself up so that your cup is full, as they say, and you have something to give others.
Yes.
So I found a really nice article that I want to share with our listeners, and I'll put the link in the chat very soon. But right now, I just want to invite everyone to say hello and message us if you have any comments or questions, or if this has helped you in any way. We would like to think that the things that we're talking about are relevant or at least of interest. And so please let us know how you're doing. Okay. So one of the things that I do, and we can alternate. One of the things that I do to relieve stress is I have a little gratitude journal, and it's not a large. At first when I think about journaling, I think about pages and pages of details, and I don't have time for that. And so my journal is about as big as my phone, and it fits in a pocket in my purse. And when I have a moment, like at the end of the day, or sometimes at the beginning of the day, I think of good things that I can be grateful for. So 3 good things, and it doesn't have to be a lot. And sometimes actually it's just, I'm so glad I'm breathing today. If you have one of those terrible days and all you can think of is, okay, well, I made it. And that's all you can do. But you can it gives you something to look back on and be grateful for, and also to realize that maybe you've been through some tough times. And so I think the 3 good things is a good way to just make note of good things that are happening in your life, and that helps de-stress the negative. How about you? What's one thing that you do to relieve stress?
Okay, so I think my main thing is walking. I
Hmm.
walk a lot. Um, and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But going for a walk also, any thoughts that are going in my head, I have time to think over. Um,
Hmm.
and sometimes my walk could be 10 minutes, but sometimes it could be an hour. But sometimes my thoughts while I'm thinking, they just drift to something else because I see a hare running across the road, or I see a coffee shop. I don't know. I see other things, and then like just like you, I'm like, oh, there's more to life than just thinking about things that are stressing me. Um, and I listen to music as well
Mm-hmm.
if I can. And I think the other good thing is I listen to podcasts. I listen to our podcast. I like listening back, listening to our guests. I think, oh wow, we did that, and can go and use some of the tools we talked about. Or I listen to like Swedish podcast, or
Mm.
maybe a podcast of another like list. We've had a guest on Alfonso, for example. Listen to so it just sort of like motivates and say, why am I stressed? Look at they're across the pond and they're
Mm-hmm.
stressed, but
Right.
everyone is doing things differently, and I take those ideas.
That's good. That's good. So it's a more of a recharge
Yeah,
activity where you just kind of pause and then take in the thoughts. And that's great. That's a great way to listen. That's one thing I've noticed about here in Sweden is everyone has earbuds in a lot. A lot. I don't know what they're. Sometimes I can hear what they're listening to, and it's very loud. But and it's usually loud music. But I'm kind of curious, sometimes when maybe that's a podcast in itself. You go up to random strangers and ask, "What are you listening to on your earbuds?"
but I think here also people like their personal space.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
That is a way to kind of insulate you.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and I mean, in the UK, we would go up to strangers and say, good morning, good
Mhm.
evening. But here it's like, nope, if I don't know you, you don't know me, just leave my personal space to myself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's kind of. It's definitely less pressure,
Yeah.
because sometimes if you're in a very friendly place, you don't know if you should say hello to someone or not, or make eye contact or not. You got to make that split-second decision, and sometimes you regret it, and sometimes, and sometimes you don't. Oh, very good, very good. Let's see. Second way to combat stress is coloring. I
Yeah.
know I was shopping the other day, and one of my friends said, "Hey, maybe you should try coloring." And I thought, it sparked a memory, and it was a very happy family memory when I was an elementary school girl, and I used to color. We had these big posters of they were like fantasy wizards and unicorns or something like that. I don't remember. But my mom used to buy stuff for us in the summer because I was a latchkey kid, and then when school was out, they would go off to work, and my sister and I would have to have something to do. So anyway, we would color, and that would spark the best conversations, and we would have different areas of the poster to color, and we could make it our own, and it was a good memory. And I remember that was a great de-stressor, but it was also a way to come together. And all you need, or you just need something to crayon, or it doesn't have to be fancy pens or a fancy poster,
Mhm.
or it can be anything. It is a marvelous de-stressor. So
Yeah. No, I agree. I think even now, um, doodling as well.
yeah, yeah,
I
yep,
encourage it. You're sitting there in meetings
yeah,
and you're listening, but
hmm,
instead of, when whoever's leading the meeting, instead of start, oh no, we have to do this and this and this, I'm making notes, but I'm also doodling on the side because I can't think of,
yeah,
yeah, like I can't think of the negatives. I have to think of, okay, I have to do it, but I think it's
yeah,
just a habit, doodling.
yeah. Do you think that's where sketchnoting came from? The
Possibly.
the doodlers decided to create a system of taking notes, visual notes. I think that just fascinates me, and I've actually tried to do some sketchnoting, and I've enjoyed it thoroughly. And there's just something about coloring or filling in the blanks, or like I can think of two people right now that doodle in different ways. One woman I know makes hearts. She'll do a banner of hearts down across the top, usually for an hour meeting. She'll by the end of the meeting, she'll have the same kind of heading. It's just beautiful, scrolly looking hearts. And then another person I know does geometric patterns, like little swirls and squares, and then just kind of fills in the blanks on the paper. And by the end of the time, she used to do it when she talked on the phone. And she kept this pad next to her phone back in the day when we had landlines. But she probably could still do that again. But anyway, yes, coloring. Lots of fun. We started to talk about chocolate. Let's talk about chocolate. Okay, so tell me about chocolate. What do you know about chocolate?
Well, I don't know if we should encourage this, but I mean,
sure.
me, and I will,
Yeah.
We need to put little, this comes
Right.
at your own risk, because we're not taking any liabilities on that.
That's true.
Chocolate has
sponsored.
helped. Yeah. Won't give it a brand.
Right.
Chocolate has helped me. I don't know. I mean, I think one of my main things while I was stressed was I was eating a lot. And I don't think, and I suppose I wasn't walking at that time. So recently, since I've had my little dog, I try and walk every day. But it's encouraged me to get up and leave the sofa and not sit around and, just being more active. But chocolate has, I don't know, that little bit of, is it cacao that gives you that little bit?
I
Or
think so.
the sugar? There's something. And it's sort of like, I feel more relaxed.
Yeah.
Knowing that at the end of the day, I can have some chocolate.
Yeah.
I was using an app called Noom and logging in all my food. And I saw that cereal had more sugar, even if it was like bran flakes or something, but it had more sugar than a piece of chocolate. Or more calories. And I was like, oh, okay. So I've ditched the cereal and have chocolate instead.
That's good. Yeah. And a lot depends also on how much too. We are not advocating eating gobs and gobs of it, but one little piece is enough, just to kind of, I wonder if it's just distracting you from thinking of something else, but whatever it is, it seems to work.
Oh God, yeah, the popping candy chocolate and the popping in your mouth. There you go. Now I'm telling something. So we should get some credit for that.
That's right.
My friend in Italy, she's shocked that I have, because I've lost 7 kilos. And I will have chocolate every day. I'm trying not to. I'm making that happen, but it's like my addiction. I have to have a chocolate every day. It's bad. I do not encourage anyone to do it.
Okay. All right. So we won't officially put that on our de-stressor list.
No.
But that might be an experiment someone could try.
But someone might enjoy, I don't know, may have an avocado every day. Half an avocado, because they know too much, but too much of anything isn't good, but something small of everything is good.
Yeah. Right.
That's how I see it.
Yeah. I agree. Moderation is a good thing. Yeah, I totally agree. Let's see. The next thing, that I found in the article is creating a joy collage.
Oh.
Now, this was what they recommend is that you don't have to, excuse me, you don't have to use scissor or anything like that, but you can tear little bits of magazines. Like if you find a magazine, and it's best to do it quickly, scroll through and find things that make you happy. Just a couple little things a day, and put it on a piece of paper so that you can look at it and you can see, hey, that's enjoyable. I like that. I like that. And I thought that was interesting. Now, I don't have a physical paper collage, but what I like to do is I take photographs with my phone of things that make me happy, like maybe some leaves that fell in the street that are very colorful or something like that, because this is fall. These are the things that I'm looking at. So what I do is a lot of times I will use that as a background for my computer, so that for a moment I can take a break and look at something that made me happy. And usually it's something of nature, like maybe a picture of a beach, or maybe a picture from a previous vacation or something like that. But just like a little mental break, a moment. If I can't run outside or something like that, I can look at a picture and I can remember, and then that helps me to just relax a little bit and think happy thoughts.
Yeah.
But
I think
I like
that's a good one.
that. Okay. One thing also in our pre-production chat, you were talking about control,
Yeah.
and tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so there was a moment, as I said earlier, where I was stressed, and when I went to see my doctor, and instead of giving me medication, he looked at me and said, "Sandy, why stress over things that you cannot control? There's nothing you can do. It's done. It's not happened, or the day is over. But you had so many other things to do and you can't control it. Let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Think of what you can control." And I think one of them was the weight. If you can
Yeah.
control your weight, control that. If you can control grading only 5 pieces of work, just do that,
Yeah.
because the day continues. There's another day. Tomorrow is another day,
Mm-hmm.
and we are humans. We're
Mm-hmm.
not machines. So, and like you also said earlier, we're breathing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we should be happy that we have opened our eyes to another day, and I thought, yeah, that has been the best advice. I can only do so much, and I will only
Right.
do as much as I can, and then tomorrow is another day.
Right. Right.
And seek help. If you
Yeah.
can't do it, just go and ask someone, and I'm sure others are probably in the same boat or are able to help you.
Right. Right. Yeah. Feel free to reach out to others. I mean, that's a really big thing that all of us, I think, learned going through pandemic times, when we felt so isolated, that you had to reach out, and that was a good thing. So
Yeah,
very good.
yeah, and I think the other thing is when someone reaches out for help, it makes them think that they're weaker, but it doesn't. I think in my eyes, it makes them look stronger, that they're able to say, you know, my hands are up, I can't do any more.
Yeah.
Excellent. You're human. So let's go on and tell me how I can help you.
Right. Right. Absolutely. That's good. Good one. Uh, this one was interesting. I thought, sometimes we get in a rut where we're doing the same thing, we're exercising the same way, we're going to the same job, we do everything the same, that a new habit might be just what you need. So, and I'm thinking of small things like instead of a second cup of coffee, try a tea. You know, to just do small changes, a new habit of maybe going a different way to work, or um, getting up a little bit earlier, or sleeping a little bit later, or try something new and add some variety to your routine.
Could I
And
try a different piece of chocolate?
yes, a different brand. Excellent idea. Yes. And if you don't like it, you can just say, "Hey, I don't like it. It's out of my control."
Yeah.
Lovely, lovely. So that was I thought that was interesting. Or maybe pick up a guitar or a harmonica, or learn to play the drums, or something like that. Something new that you can add to add variety. And I like that. That sounded fun to me. And then number 5 from the article was write morning messages. And this was nice. This the author brought out bring you're lifting others up. And so with the morning messages, it might be, you can think of something good that happened yesterday. You could send a little email, a little message, or a little post-it note that says, "Hey, thank you for our talk. Have a great day." Just something nice to brighten someone else's day. And then when you give that message, you're lifting them up, and everyone that they're associated with will benefit from it as well. So I think that's just a wonderful kindness that we can share with others that would help the environment and the culture where we're at. And that can be family members, that can be kids, parents, spouses, whatever.
Yeah, I think, I have a friend who as I talk to every morning, and sometimes if she's in a rush, we send our weights to each other. She just sends me her weight, and that's it. But I reply back and say good morning. And
Ah,
I think it's so nice to actually say, yeah, and then end it with, have a nice day, speak to you tomorrow,
yeah,
and things like that. Because the day, I think the day brings on a lot of stresses. It does, and things happen again beyond our control.
right.
Um, but they're, knowing that, and we all, stare at our screens, and then we look at our message and we say, oh, someone said good morning to me, or oh, someone called me sunshine, or
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
little, like you said, little messages. It's
right.
nice. There's a saying, I think I've forgotten by who it was, and it's empower, uplift others. No, uplift yourself by uplifting others.
Hmm, that's so true. One thing I think you do, and you send dad jokes or goofy jokes, or puns or something like that. I'll find one on my phone or something.
They're the best.
They are they are so corny. I love it. Love it. It's good. It's good. It changes the direction of your mind
Yeah.
sometimes, and you just have to laugh. So very good. Very good. Did you want to add anything else?
I can say from experience, and as an educator for over 25 years, and I think different age groups bring different stresses. We are all at a stage where I think in Sweden, when the days get shorter as well, it stresses people out.
Hmm.
Is I think from what we have said throughout our podcast today, is just write things down, see what's in control, write 3 good things that's happened, and not feel overwhelmed. It's nothing we can do, nothing you can do. And self care. the most
Right.
important thing.
That's right. Absolutely. The world will go on.
Yeah, and I am no expert, but I've been there.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree. What a great way to wrap it up. Good job. Excellent. Um, so everyone, Sandy, you wanna bring us home?
Yes, and something that Karen's just put on our screen for all our listeners, as we would say, thank you for listening to us. Please like and share the video or the podcast, and we appreciate you spreading the word about our podcast. Now, Karen, another thing I have to wrap this up is one thing you
Okay.
always say to everyone, and I've heard it a lot throughout me knowing you for the last year. Amazing. It's one thing you always say is, I appreciate you. And that is such an
Oh,
uplifting word. So thank you. Thank you to
thank
all our
you.
listeners. We are back with new and exciting episodes
Yes.
around education, around life, around moving to moving countries. So many different things happening in educators' life, and that's what we want to focus on. So join us as a guest as well, and we would love to hear everyone's thoughts about this. So
Absolutely.
have a
All
nice
right.
day.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone. Bye bye.